What's up, everybody? It's your Ath Geek, Uche Waneri, and we got some breaking news about the Batman Deathstroke movie written and directed by Ben Affleck. Joe Manganiello came out and talked about the actual fight sequence that was going to be part of the finale that would see Deathstroke taking on Batgirl. I mean, we already know that this was already something that was hugely desired for when Ben Affleck was lined up to write and direct the Batman movie. It was going to introduce him against Deathstroke. There was going to be a rogues gallery of other villains who were going to be in the movie as well. But the primary conflict will be between Bruce Wayne and Batman versus Deathstroke. And I mean, after seeing the epilogue in Zack Snyder's Justice League, I mean, we all are salivating for a look at that kind of Batman movie. That would be absolutely amazing. Let's take a look at this article as it's brought to us by comicbook.com. Now that Zack Snyder's Justice League is out, a lot of DC fans are wondering what could have been. Warner Brothers has made it clear the Snyder Cut is the end of the Snyder's chapters of the DC Films universe, and right now, that seems to include all the projects that Justice League was meant to set up. One of the bigger spinoffs that were supposed to happen was Ben Affleck's Batman solo movie, which would have pitted the Dark Knight against Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke. Snyder included Justice League's original post-credit scenes in his cut, which set up Batman v Deathstroke by having Slade Wilson learn from Lex Luthor that Bruce Wayne is Batman. I thought that was a pretty good change that they made in the story itself when they talked about that. While appearing on the comicbook.com's Comic Book Nation podcast, Joe Manganiello shared details of what he and Ben Affleck had in the works for their Batman movie. Some of the details Manganiello shared we've heard before. Deathstroke hunting Batman, wreaking havoc in his personal life, as well as his superhero life. However, there was one detail Manganiello dropped that was new. Ben Affleck's Batman would see Batgirl step into the picture and go toe-to-toe with Deathstroke in the cinematic fight. Now that is huge. I think that anybody who can even picture a scenario like that, where maybe Batman and Deathstroke are fighting on the rooftops and Batman's getting pushed to the edge, and out of nowhere, here comes Batgirl, comes in, balances the playing field for Batman, and Batman's able to regroup, and then they'll take Deathstroke down together. That would be freaking awesome to see something like that. Isn't it a no-brainer at this point? Isn't it a no-brainer at this point? I mean, you got to make something like that happen. You got to. Oh, wow. Here's what he told Comic Book Nation. He said there was like a big, huge showdown. I think Batgirl jumps in to try to help Bruce because Deathstroke is so fast and he can't anticipate Bruce's movements. Oh, wow. See, that's just what I was saying. Batman was overwhelmed by Deathstroke, and then boom, here comes Batgirl in to save. And there was this huge fight in Gotham City, where Batman is like, completely afraid because he realizes he's met someone who can take him. And that leads to a big climactic battle through the streets of Gotham City at the end. Whew, and there she is. Who could you imagine that? As you may imagine, DC fans heard that tidbit and are feeling some kind of way about it. You goddamn right. Zack Snyder's Justice League has without a doubt rekindled fans' interest in Ben Affleck's Batman going up against Manganiello's Deathstroke. At the same time, Warner Brothers has made it clear that Snyder's vision for the DC Universe is done after Justice League. Now that we're getting these sorts of details about what could have been, there are a lot of fans that feel like Warner Brothers truly robbed them of some sort of an entire franchise universe they wanted to see. Having Batgirl save Batman by facing Deathstroke would have been a badass debut, right up there with Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman debut in Batman v Superman. Yeah, I mean, that intro that Wonder Woman had in Batman v Superman kind of set the tone for how people would latch on to that character, and it's turned Wonder Woman into a worldwide phenomenon herself. So, I really think that this just sets up an even higher level of Batman lore, especially in the movie universe, that just really plays to almost the same way it would if you're reading a big storybook or a big comic book storyline that takes you on an arc that spans 10, 15 issues. I mean, there's no telling how deep the universe could go for the DCEU, but I mean, that's all just kind of wishful thinking until we actually get some true clarity, and I mean true clarity, from HBO Max kind of clarity as to what their moves are going to be, we really won't know. We know that they saw a big number of people who watched the movie, 1.8 million. We know that there is an actual level of excitement that you maybe you don't see in Wonder Woman, mainly because with Wonder Woman's situation, it was a holiday that movie was dropped, and that movie had it had a very different kind of marketing campaign behind it than we had with the Snyder Cut. The Snyder Cut campaign was mainly done by Zack Snyder himself, and look at the kind of fanfare that he garnered because of it. So we'll see how this thing plays out. I mean, we all would have loved to have seen a Deathstroke battle with Batman and Batgirl. That could have made for historic level movie making, at least for the comic book world. But as far as we know right now, it's just what could have been. But let me know what you guys think. Deathstroke versus Batgirl, Batman versus Deathstroke, what could have been for the DCEU. Leave your comments down below. Hit the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to the AthGeek Uche Waneri. Appreciate you guys very much for checking this video out, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.